Hello, Wizardin here. I am back today to talk about expectations and how big a part it can play in your experience with magic. Now, to start this off, I'm going to be speaking in stories, personal experiences, and metaphors because that works best for me when understanding and getting a point across and whatnot, what have you. So, in the beginning with me, I had a very basic view of magic and how it would work. I figured I would be able to either see or hear the spirit, and I was expecting to see the spirit very visually. I had a very construed sense of what magic would be for me, and it very much so closed a lot of doors for me, because when you are hyper focusing on one specific sense, the rest of them tend to close off a little bit, and at least your attention span isn't paying attention to those other things. So for example, when I try to evoke certain spirits like Raziel, I wasn't paying attention to anything besides my sight. So I wasn't paying attention to the voices I was hearing. I wasn't paying attention to the subtle energy shifts. I wasn't paying attention to the tastes I was tasting, thoughts and knowings I would have. I wasn't paying attention to much of anything else, so I wasn't able to pick up on it as much and focus on those to amplify those senses and really interact with them. So expectations will work against you in that way. When I actually opened up my expectations to allow whatever was to happen, I began to know things. I began to sense and feel things. I began to hear voices and, be able to communicate with a spirit instead of having everything closed off, right? And that was just moving forward over the years. It took me 2 years to come across this realization of expectations and focus and how it really alters your success rate. Now, also moving forward, when it comes to rituals and manifestation, when you ask for psychic abilities, for example, I know for me, I asked for psychic abilities, and my expectation was to gain clairaudience immediately in the moment, which, number one, not how rituals work at all. They don't, okay? You're not going to just gain an ability right there in the moment and harness psychic sight immediately. It's going to take time to manifest. Everything has to manifest in the mental and then the astral, and then it has to reverse in order to manifest here on the physical, okay? So it takes time, okay? It isn't spontaneous and instant. But moving forward, I was expecting that psychic sight, and I wasn't grateful for the other things I was getting. And because my focus and my perception wasn't on openness and paying attention to everything else, all those doors were shut. I didn't realize the abilities I was gaining in the moment. I have a very strong and keen sense of intuition, as well as claircognizance, clairsentience, and a building up of clairaudience, which I am extremely grateful for now. I use this all the time, even outside of magic, just in my daily life. I'm able to use these psychic abilities. But back in the day, I was not aware of anything that was going on at the moment because my expectations and my focus and what it was on. So never hold an expectation. There's a saying, expect Expect the worst, but hope for the best. You want to hope for the best, but expect nothing, okay? And that is very true for magic as well. You do not want to expect anything. Your expectations are going to get in the way of your manifestation. And if it doesn't get in the way of your manifestation, it will blind you from noticing different manifestations that are occurring. In order to say for money magic, you need to be able to pay attention, because if you're having all these expectations, you're not going to be able to see all these opportunities, because the way money magic works is an opportunity will pop up and you have to act on it. See it as different paths, such as on a controller, an A path, B path, an X path, and a Y path. You can choose one, or if time runs out, you get none. Okay, they all disintegrate and go away, and you missed your opportunities. With money magic, there's a lot of interaction, a lot of you having to do the work. Okay, when you ask Mammon, or Belphegor, or Valak, or Rum, King Paimon for money, they are going to afford you an opportunity. And if you don't see it because your expectations get in the way, or you're focused on only one outcome, you're going to miss and overlook these opportunities sent to you via the spirits. And you're going to miss your opportunity all the way and think that your ritual failed, when in all reality, the opportunity was gifted to you. You need to be able to see these things. So expectations are very vital to destroy, absolutely destroy your expectations. You do not need them. They do nothing good for you, okay? They don't. All they're going to do is leave you brokenhearted and in despair and sadness. You're going to be thinking that everything is failing. It's going to make you an armchair magician, because you're going to quit. You're going to think all your fails, your success, all of your rituals are failing and you're not succeeding, and you're going to want to give up. When in all reality, you're just not seeing what's right in front of you. You're not seeing the forest through the trees, because you're focusing on something else entirely. You're looking at the ground, expecting money to be on the ground, when the money is in the tree, so to speak. And that's truly how magic and manifestation will show itself. So you need to be very open-minded, very open to everything around you, be very aware. You need to be in the moment, there, very consciously aware. You need to be there in the moment, because if you're not, you're going to miss something. Not to say that you want to be hyper-focused after you do a ritual, sit there and think about it constantly. No, I'm saying just be aware. Just be consciously aware. When you see something pop up as an opportunity for that, or, different things start to show themselves, just be aware. And, be ready to take that opportunity. And then, if it's money magic, be ready to jump into it and then ask Mammon or whoever you're working with for help in a moment. Hey, thank you for the opportunity. I took the opportunity. What do I do now? What is my next move? How do I properly take action on everything that you have sent my way? How do I make the right decision here? And of course that will manifest, but you have to be aware and in the moment, and make sure your focus is broad. Expectations will destroy everything. Now, if you're able to at least do an evocation and at least get your expectations out the way enough for that, then you will have at least success there and be able to move forward. But that's all I have for today. Alright, guys, so peace.